Okay, so let's get right into it. We all know the pilot's in charge of the plane, right? But what if I told you they share that ultimate responsibility with someone you've likely never met and probably never will? This person has the authority, the actual legal power to delay, divert, or even cancel your flight. And they do it all from an operations center that could be hundreds or even thousands of miles away from the airport. So let's meet them. This is the aircraft dispatcher. And they're not just an assistant, they're a fully licensed aviation professional, and they're the other half of a critical safety partnership. The whole system is built on this principle called joint operational control. The best way to think about it is like a two-key system for launching a flight. Both the dispatcher on the ground and the pilot in the cockpit must agree and turn their key. They literally share command. Now, their work starts long before the flight crew even arrives at the airport. The dispatcher is already playing the role of architect, meticulously crafting every single detail of the journey. And this isn't just some checklist, it's like a dynamic, high-stakes puzzle. The dispatcher has to perfectly balance the route, the weather, the fuel, and the aircraft's weight to build the single safest and most efficient flight plan for that specific day. And when it comes to weather, oh man, they go so far beyond just a simple forecast. They basically become meteorologists, analyzing a whole suite of data, from jet streams to pilot reports or PIREPs, all to find that one safe path through the sky and avoid things like turbulence, icing, and thunderstorms. And then there's the fuel. It is the absolute lifeblood of the flight, and dispatchers are responsible for calculating a super precise fuel load that has to account for every single possible scenario. This really shows you how the fuel on board is layered with backups on top of backups. You've got your trip fuel just to get to your destination. Then there's contingency fuel for unexpected stuff, like stronger headwinds. Then you have alternate fuel to get you to a backup airport if you need it. And on top of all that, there's a legally mandated reserve fuel, which is the ultimate safety buffer. Every single drop is calculated to give the pilots options no matter what happens. So, with this incredibly detailed plan built and all the numbers crunched, we get to the most critical moment before departure, the flight release. And this isn't just a suggestion, it's a legal requirement that's baked right into aviation regulations. The flight absolutely cannot depart unless both the captain and the dispatcher sign off on the plan. They share equal authority and, most importantly, equal responsibility. This just highlights the incredible synergy of the whole system. The dispatcher creates the plan, and the pilot verifies it. It's a true team sport, and that overlap is completely intentional. Both of these pros are meticulously checking each other's work to eliminate any chance of error and make sure every base is covered before that plane ever leaves the gate. Okay, so the plane's in the air. The dispatcher's job is over, right? Nope. Not even close. There are all now shifts from planning to active real-time monitoring and problem-solving for the entire flight. So just imagine this scenario. You're halfway through the flight and the weather changes. Unexpectedly, a big line of thunderstorms pops up directly on the flight path. The original plan is just not the safest way forward anymore. While the crew in the cockpit is focused on flying the plane and managing what's right in front of them. So who's looking at the big picture? Who's monitoring the conditions hundreds of miles ahead? The dispatcher is. This is where the dispatcher becomes the pilot's absolute lifeline. From their operations center, they're analyzing the weather, finding a safe deviation, and instantly recalculating the fuel plan. Then they send this new strategy up to the cockpit, usually with a text-based system called ACARS. They are the strategic mind on the ground, solving everything from unexpected weather to coordinating medical emergencies, all in real time. And this whole complex, high-stakes job happens completely out of sight. It is a safety net that we as passengers are never even aware exists. That's the maximum length of a dispatcher's shift by regulation, and they're often responsible for dozens of flights at once. They can't just get up and leave their desk for a long break. They eat their lunch while monitoring screens, because their constant vigilance is the ultimate safety net for every single flight they have. So what you really got to remember is this perfect balance. For every single pilot in the sky, there is a dedicated and equally qualified counterpart on the ground. They're two sides of the same coin, sharing the immense responsibility for getting you to your destination safely. They were the architect of your route, the guardian against bad weather, and the watchful eye that followed you from departure all the way to arrival. They were the pilot on the ground, making sure your flight was just another routine day in the sky.